show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clock's main event. Dropkick now and powerbomb. Ayo, bro, let's bring this on. Hey, hey, what is up? Oh, captain, my captain, show the stuff. Power slammer, suplex 2. Hot bitches just for you. Big breaker, cut a cold red. Figure 4, hot times ahead. Since 2014, it's on. It's a 10 count, but stand up strong. Hey kid, no DQ, strong style. Chop, this is how it do. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event. Tom Clock's main event.
Hey, what is up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark here, back again with you on yet another Friday. I may have been bobbing along to my song. There's a lot of other podcasts you could be listening to right now and or watching, but you chose to be here with me, and I appreciate that. Also, it's the only podcast you'll find with this face, this logo, that music, and this microphone, and this hoodie. So in that regard, man, are you in luck? I'm telling you, we're very original here. It's branded, you know what I mean? And it's the only podcast where you'll get nothing but rings and nothing but bracelets. All right. It probably doesn't mean anything to you. However, it's my accessories. You know what I mean? It's my wrist accessories and my finger accessories. Just saying, my hand toes. That's a Ted Lasso reference for you. Am I too bright today? I don't mean intelligence-wise. I'm pretty smart. I'm saying any other way that counts, as in lighting. You guys know I struggle with lighting. At this point, I don't really even want to get it right, because if I got it right, what the heck would I ever complain about? Let's be honest. Let me see if I can do something about it. Let's see. Oh my God, no. I am too much. I'm too white for my own good. Yowza, that's not working. See, the other one seems better. Like that seems better, but that's harsh. No, see, blah. Right, that's not working either. One day we'll get it, or we won't, and I'll just continue to complain about it. I'll just continue to complain about it. You know what? Let me just keep complaining about it. It makes me happy to complain. I'm just kidding. It really doesn't. Oh, Captain, my captain, back here with you again. Yes, again. This is episode 361. Do me a favor, kids. Smash the like button for me. I would definitely appreciate that. It'd make my day mean loads to me. It'd make my week. I've had a crappy week for reasons that I'm not going to go into here with you today. I love you, but I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to load my crap all up on you, because that's not cool. That's not the kind of friend I am. It's definitely not the kind of podcast host I am. That's not who I be. All right? I like to be cool, man. You know what I mean? Let's just be cool here. Everybody be cool. Be cool, man. Be cool. I don't have any banners ready yet. You'd think I'd be ready. I've only had 7 days to get ready for this freaking show. But yet again, not ready. Holy Lord, what's happened to me? Have I lost my touch? Am I slipping? Has something happened? Look, man, look, I'm in my prime. Don't get it twisted. Okay? I'm in my prime. I look good. I sound good. Come on now. Look at me. You kidding me? Watch this. I hope someone's watching this never watched before. I always hope that when I'm doing something dumb. That's my hope. So that they'll go, what is this? You know, I've got no banners ready. So I'm going to get some banners ready. And then I'm going to say some hellos. Don't nobody go nowhere. Don't nobody go nowhere. Okay. Y'all got to stay right here. It's important. For goodness sake, stay right here. What are we doing? Well, I'll put it this way. I'll say some hellos and then we'll come back, because I don't want you guys to feel left out. Who was the first one to the table today? David Down Under, in the land of the kangaroos and the wallabies. I think the last one's right. Isn't that right? David, how are you, my friend? Josh McManus, good to see you. Ray All Day, what's going on? Don't be mentioning that guy's name on my show, dude. Sugar Shane's here. What's up? JP's here. Look, you see what happens here? JP says hello to Ray and hello to Shane, and I get third. What's up? Who's the host? JP said hello to me last. I am beyond upset. Hello, my friend. Look, you have watched my show many times before. I'm going to call you Mac, and I mean no disrespect. I'm not going to butcher your first name, and I promise you I'm going to find a way to learn it. I'll Google it if I have to, because you've watched my show, and I never mean any disrespect toward you. So because of that, I'm not going to butcher your first name. But thank you for watching my show, my friend. Mean Gene is here. What's going on? Guten Tag, Sandy in Germany. I just had a haircut like 2 weeks ago. My hair grows quick, and I'm not complaining. I'm glad to have it still, right? Let me tell you something, man. I got friends who went bald 10 years ago. I'm not playing. Gone. Poof. Gone. Not me. I'm good. I mean, it's a little thin if I'm being honest. It's a little thin, but it's okay. What's up, Fernando? Good to see you. Sandy, I did watch some Raw today. Are y'all proud of me? Like actual Raw. I figure I better get my money's worth on that freaking Netflix because they're raising the price again next week. My God in heaven. What is happening with these guys? Oh, you like this stuff, do you? We're going to raise the price. Good heavens. You kidding me? Thank you, JP. You're the man. Fernando, I appreciate you, my friend. We are always looking forward to what's to come. We try to keep our heads up as much as we can. Sandy says, dashing Tom Clark. Well, aren't you awesome? Aren't you awesome? Oh, I see. JP says hello to you, third, because you hadn't started yet. Oh, my goodness. You know what? Well done. That's okay. You, my friend, are off the hook. You are off the hook. I just had a message, and I'm going to have to be rude to you and type a response. My other half knows full well when I go live. Like I don't tell this person, and yet she be calling my phone, man. What's up? I'm like, you know what time it is? Come on now. Brienne, everyone say hello to Brienne. Brienne, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hate being rude. I feel like this is so rude. Typing because my keyboard is insanely freaking loud. My apologies for that. I had one more thing left to do to get ready for today. And guess what? I got wrapped up with work and just did not do it. And so my apologies. So I'm doing it right now. I didn't want to mute it because then y'all be thinking that the volume's out, and I don't want y'all be thinking that. I don't want y'all be thinking that, man. And then we will move on from there. So kids, again, smash the like button for me. That'd mean loads to me. That'd be great if you would. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Please and thank you. No, JP, she does not watch my pod. You know how much she cares about wrestling? This much, baby. And not even that much. I'm not kidding. She used to go with me to the shows and stuff. Doesn't care now. Probably didn't care then. She just went to humor me, but that's okay. I'm awesome. And people like hanging out with me. Well, she may argue that. I'm an acquired taste, okay? That's what she'd probably tell you. And that's keeping it PC, yeah? I'm an acquired taste. I got to get some guests back on my show. I miss recording with people. I haven't had, next week, look for some guests. We're going to get some folks on the show. Because I miss, I just haven't recorded with anybody in a bit. Now, I say that, and me and Phil just recorded 2 nights ago. Isn't that weird? 3 nights ago. Podcasting is fun by yourself, but it's funner. Yeah? It's even more funner when somebody's with you. Sandy, are you thinking about podcasting it on any level? For real, have you ever thought about it? Because I may take you up on that. I owe Ray a co-slot on the 6M for sure. Okay, that's the last time I'm gonna type. Brienne's leaving because I'm typing. Brienne's like, if all you're gonna do is type, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I got other things to do. I'm gonna start my weekend. Heck with you. Brianna, it's okay. Sandy's going to do his own show. Shut up, Sandy. Are you doing one now? And by the way, if you have been doing one for a while and I didn't know, I am sorry. Send me a link. If you need any tips or anything, I'd be glad to help. Ray could tell you I've helped him where I could, at least with ideas, hopefully, and stuff. But Sandy, if you ever want to blow up my chat, please do. Private message me, man. If you ever want some, I'll do what I can for you. If you don't, that's fine. If you got someone else, or if you want to Google, you can Google the crap. That's how I started. I Googled it, and I talked to somebody that was doing it. Have I told this story before? I don't have to tell it, but I will. It was who was working with Jim Cornette on his podcast before the guy that's with him now. I can't remember his name. But he had a woman working with him, and we were friends on the Twitter machine. And we messaged back and forth, just being friendly, And so I wanted to start my own show. So I private messaged her on Twitter, direct messaged her, whatever you want to call it. And I said, hey, I'd like to get some advice from you. I'm thinking about starting my own podcast. What do you recommend? She recommended the platform, which I did. She recommended the mic, which I bought. I basically did everything she recommended, and I've stuck with it since then. I've really not changed anything up. Ray, I have not helped you that much. I have not done much for you. I didn't talk you through the setup. I didn't do anything. I didn't really do anything for you, man. I think I gave you your first podcast appearance. I did do that. I'll take credit for that, but I won't take credit for the rest of it. Sandy, again, it's up to you. You don't have to message me. It's your call. But if you want to, by all means, and I'll be glad to help you wherever I can. All right, folks. Let's get to some news, shall we? Let's talk about this. Who's going to watch the Saturday night's main event tomorrow night? It's not a very big card. It's broadcast primetime TV. So we'll see. We'll see. But here's what we've got on tap for tomorrow night. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship. Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu in a singles match. That ought to be nuts. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And the only World Championship defended besides the ladies' belt is Gunther defending against Jey Uso. Yeet. I'm just going to start saying it. It's part of the conversation. The guy's over. Is the guy over? Is the word over? By the way, I watched the Penta and Pete Dunne match. Really good match. It's what I expected. I didn't expect anything less than really, really good. And they delivered. It was a really good match. But the Gunther promo segment with Jey Uso Yeet. Let's let go of the what chance. They're not fun anymore. They're distracting. They're annoying. They suck. They were fun for a long time, a really, really long time. I loved them. When he was doing it for real, love them. They're not fun anymore for me. I can't speak for y'all. I can only speak for myself. I'm over it. I'm past it. Can we move on and find something else to chant? Can we just chant Yeet through the whole promo? Why does it have to be what? I'm so over it. Robbie just showed up. What's up, my friend? No worries. By the way, the main event thing, do you guys remember that one logo? It's in the show intro. It's in the opening intro. I had the Saturday Night's Main Event logo as Tom Clark's main event. And didn't pay anybody anything. They're not getting my money. You hear me? I'm just saying. I just did it. I thought it looked really, really sharp. I had it for a while until I didn't have it anymore. Isn't that kind of how it goes? Sandy says Yeet and yeah is the new what chant. By the way, I think I may still have that one. Let me see if I still have that one. Maybe I don't. I thought I still had the yeah, but I don't have it anymore. I went through and cleaned house on a lot of my sound bites a couple months back. Just because they were just kind of, and plus I haven't decided if I'm going to go back to it or not. I really haven't decided yet. So who's excited for Saturday night's main event? You guys are going to be watching. Do you assume after tonight they'll add something perhaps after SmackDown? Hey, Ray, my kid's doing well, man. Thank you much. Mean Gene says WWE is trying to crush Collision and Rampage. Trying to crush Collision Rampage, canceled AEW crowds are getting smaller and WWE getting bigger. I do believe since they both moved to streaming platforms, I think the quality of matches have gotten better on both. AEW is not doing bad because you're right about live attendance being down for a litany of reasons that we have gone into in great painstaking detail here on this show in the past. And for me, in my heart and my head, from day one, it all begins with the heel and face dynamic. I won't bore you with it. I've already been over it. We've already talked about it. Okay. But so I won't get back into it here with you. But for me, that's where it begins. And no one's going to move me on that. No one's going to move me because here's what I'll tell you. Your booking can be poor, but as long as you still have a grasp of the concepts of what you're doing, I'm making it sound like a freaking science project. In my opinion, it's highly salvageable. But when your methodology, when your ideology on the business as a whole is flawed from the ground up, and in my opinion, it is flawed in that company, in AEW, it's okay if they don't agree. They've got millions of dollars that says I'm dead wrong, and that's perfectly fine. I don't have millions of dollars to say that I'm right. Believe that, okay? However, I will tell you this. When your ideology is flawed from the ground up, nothing's going to work when you put it on top of it. Okay? You can't build a house on sand. It's not happening. Get it? It's sand. Doesn't mean I think they're in trouble. It doesn't mean I think anything terrible is going to happen. On the contrary, I don't want anything terrible to happen. I'm rooting for AEW. I'm rooting for that company like you don't even know. I'm not going to root for WWE. You know why? They don't need it. They don't need me to root for them. They've got that. They've got it. They're not going to go anywhere. Okay? I mean, do I envision a future in which they become so corporate they're unrecognizable? I do. I think it's coming. I don't know how soon, but I think it's definitely coming at some point. Who knows? But AEW, I'm rooting for them because we have got to have a second option as pro wrestling fans. I'll get off of it. I don't want to vent all day. But anyway, I'm definitely rooting for them. Oh, I still got the hot garbage, Sandy. Don't you even worry about that. That thing ain't going anywhere. Watch this.
Hot garbage.
Bam. What's up, Maria? Hold on. Good to see you. Is Collision live right now? My God, is it? If it is, I got the Max queued up as we speak. Let's see here now, boy. Here's a couple of things that I will tell you because we're getting ready to flip it. Get it? We're getting ready to flip it. Watch this. And it's flipped. Let's talk a little bit about AEW on Max because here's something I have noticed. And if you've got the Max and you're watching AEW on the Max, then you know what I mean. Yeah? Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. The problem that I have. The problem that I have. They were up in the banner, the slider at the top of the screen when they debuted. I don't know how if they get in that top slider anymore. They weren't on there Wednesday night. Now, in my opinion, that's a problem. Now, to that end, Raw on Netflix wasn't in the top slider either. Now, they may have been Monday. They're not right now. I mean, if I'm either one of these companies, I'm like, why are we not represented? I mean, when I go to Max, I'll put you this way. I'm on Max right now on one of my screens here, okay? I'm scrolling. I've got to under continue watching because I was just watching it. I'm scrolling. It's not under brand spotlight. By the way, why is it not under a brand spotlight? Wait. BR Sports is on a brand spotlight. If I click on that, I got sports and AEW is down to the middle of the page. You see where I'm coming from on this, yeah? I feel like you're burying the lead, man. Or you're burying the, I don't know. Look, maybe I'm just reading too far into it. It kind of feels odd to me. But hey, that's me talking. That's me talking. Fernandez says people are exaggerating about the imminent demise of Dunn. I could not agree more. Yeah, for sure. Maria says we're getting hit. What do you think the huge surprise is on Saturday night's main event? What have you heard, Maria? Who's talked to you, Maria? Sandy, are you never going to give AEW a chance? Have you never? You're not interested? Have you ever tried? Sandy, I know you're a WB lifer. I'm genuinely curious if you've ever tried to give him a shot. No New Japan either, Sandy, at all? No GCW at all? Just curious. Robbie says, I watched TNA last night. Mustafa Ali said he is wrestling there. Yeah, supposedly he signed a deal. Yeah. Yeah. Good for him. I love Mustafa Ali, dude. Let's talk about AEW on the Max. While media and fans try to dissect the ratings, here's what's going on. All right. There has been no update from either AEW or WBD on how Dynamite or Collision has been performing on Max since the shows began simulcasting on January 1st. However, Fightful Select reported Friday that according to WBD sources, AEW has, quote, has been among the top streamed live sports events, end quote, since the simulcast kicked off this month. The report didn't clarify whether that was a cumulative number or on a weekly basis. I don't doubt this at all. I don't doubt this at all. For as much as people are still watching whatever that number is, and I know it's dwindled on regular primetime TV, dude, a lot of people have walked away from primetime TV, from terrestrial television. They walked away. I got friends who haven't watched terrestrial television in a long time. They live on streamers now. If they like a network show enough, they'll get that network streamer, whatever that looks like, whether it's a CBS or a Paramount, whatever. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. So, plenty of people who have walked away from terrestrial TV, dude. So I think going on a streamer simulcast is a great decision. I'll be honest. For AW, you better believe it. I truly believe that. Will says, "Hey, yeah, Will, doing well, man. Glad you're watching. Appreciate you." Maria says Jay is winning the world championship. Do y'all agree on that? Do y'all agree that Jay's winning the world championship? I like Jay Uso a lot, yeet. So I'm just gonna keep doing that till everybody complains. Look, I said it. Pardon me. I said it when they started simulcasting. I've said it when the company began. I'll say it today. I'll probably say it next week too. I want AEW to succeed. I truly, truly do. I want them to crush it. I want them to do very, very well. I want everything to go great for them. I always have. Do I want WWE to succeed? Of course I do. They're doing very, very well. They got more money than God in that company. Do I want GCW to eventually get up to that level? Sure. Why not? Do I want TNA to continue to be successful? Of course I do. I'm a pro wrestling guy, man. That's who I am. Let's talk about UJPW. And I know what you're asking. What's that, Tom? Story published on the 20th. United Japan Pro Wrestling Incorporates and outlines the future goals. United Japan Pro Wrestling is now officially a thing. Formed in late 2023, the UJPW is an association of wrestling promotions in Japan that includes NJPW, NOAH, Stardom, AJPW, Big Japan, DDT, Dragon Gate, and more. Organization's goals are to further the presence of pro wrestling and its cultural merit in Japanese society at large, allow professional wrestling to contribute further to cultural and sporting sectors, and work toward continued health and prosperity of the industry. UJPW held a press conference on Monday to announce its new legal designation, stating that being an incorporated entity strengthens governance and enhances public transparency of the organization and widens the scope of what it can do. DDT founder Sanshiro Takagi chaired the meeting and laid out the 4 core goals of the group moving forward. This is good. Introduce more people to pro wrestling, always a good thing. Elevating wrestling status in society, which means a core tenet of this will be charitable activities such as the events last May to raise money for Noto earthquake survivors. To introduce the world to the unique culture of Japanese pro wrestling and use this to drive tourism to Japan, great idea as well, and expand the marketplace to double the size of the industry over the next 10 years. I see no down points to this. The only down points I could possibly see is in the United States, whenever there's been a conglomeration of promotions that have tried to get along for an extended period of time, the individual head bookers and owners of those companies usually butt heads like a couple of rams. And you all know I'm right. I'm not saying that'll happen here. I'm saying that I hope it doesn't happen here, because on paper, this is a great move. And I love this move. I think it's smart. I think it works. I think it can work. I think it's fantastic. NJPW is struggling, I believe. Don't know what their numbers are, but, let's don't forget they lost almost every top guy they had to AEW. All right. So let's keep that in mind. And these companies working together is a great thing. However, can they stay on the same page, set their egos aside, do what's best for business overall? We shall she. Okay. Because I have no idea, but I hope so. I hope cooler heads will prevail. Takagi also announced that today the relaxed rules regarding new members of NJPW will be announced shortly. There's other stuff here. You can look this up. This is awesome. I'm very excited for this because, as you guys know, I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm not into Stardom as much as I'd like to be. I hope all of this means a little bit more easier access to some of the product. So, yeah, dude, I am definitely on board here. I think this is fantastic news. I think if you're a pro wrestling fan, even if you're not in that country, you should be excited about this. And honestly, in my opinion, and I don't live in Japan, never been there, would love to go. So I don't know if this is true. Do not quote me here. But it kind of, at some points, feels like pro wrestling is on the same level as sumo in Japan now. If I've got any experts here, please feel free to correct me. I would not be surprised if at some point I don't know if I can say it'll outweigh it, because that's a tall ask, because sumo's been around for centuries, hasn't it? So that might be tough. But in terms of overall popularity, Mean Jane says, I only knew of WWE until I started watching you. You got me up to AEW, ROH, now Gave. And thank you. It's been great having my wrestling mind expanded because I found your show. Well, you're awesome. Thank you. Will says, me too. You guys are great. Sandy says, I think Jay is winning the Money in the Bank and then cashing in to become world champion. Maybe a better move, you think, Sandy, perhaps? I'd be inclined to agree with you if I'm being honest. I think that would make a little bit more sense than just taking it on a Saturday night's main event. But I could be wrong. Maybe he'll do it. What's up, Faye? Everybody, welcome Faye. She's watching. Faye all day's here. Ray not be liking that. Faye from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Faye, I'm going to have some guests on next week. You want to come on? Let me know how your schedule's looking next Friday. JP says, I think Jay is going to win because he had been announced for the Royal Rumble and then gets a title match the week before. Yep, there you go. Faye says, love that, how lovely it is that wrestling companies can coexist. I concur. JP says, the only problem I see is availability. Oh, really? Like for the oh, you mean like crossing over the companies over there? Or are you talking about the WBTNA deal? Someone else is talking about that here too. Yeah, and you know what, Fernando? Do you watch regularly, Fernando? I'd like to get your take on that. I don't know that the product overall has it suffered, in your opinion? Like, they still put on quality matches. It's just that, their guys are, they're young, they're on the uptick. I in my opinion, this is just Tom talking, I don't think the booking has benefited from it being a booking committee. I think when it was just Gato alone, I think they were making a lot more progress, and it felt like a more cohesive show event. And now I feel like it's not so much, but that's me talking. I don't know. But there were things like Ren Narita. No idea why they put him in House of Torture. That's a fail, in my opinion. I don't think they've done Shota Umino any favors. It just feels like they. But you know what the thing is? They're both so young. There's still plenty of time to right the ship. You know what I mean? This is not wasted talent. This is not, oh, they messed up. Things can change on a dime. I don't complain because of that. I complain because I'm like, man, I can't believe Shota at one time was red hot, and now he's, they're booing him. He's getting booed. And Narita was, if you didn't want him to be sort of a Shibata clone, I guess, that's fine. I can understand that. But there was other ways to do it besides put him in freaking House of Torture. By the way, I love Evil. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I love these guys just because they're such a pain in the neck. Fernando says Gabe Kidd's going to be... Did you see Gabe's tweet? He's going off on somebody. He's going off on older guys in all caps, yelling, by the way. I don't know what that's about, if that's a work or not. Who knows? Sandy says wrestling here in Germany is getting more respect and not seen as a clown show. Has that been a problem before, Sandy, in your country, where it's not been taken very seriously? Who's the top promotion in your country, Sandy, that you know of? Who's the top company? Because I really don't have an answer to that. Ray says Cena is winning the Rumble, and sorry to say, winning number 17. I just don't want to see him do it personally. I don't want to see him win 17. I don't know. Faye, I won't forget about you. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, cool. Yeah, Fernandez says he does watch regularly. Yep. JP says the reason why the rating was down because of the NCAA football game this week. Well, there you go. All right, kids, before we go any farther, I want to show you a little something. And do me a favor, as I show you this, don't just watch it. Genuinely bookmark my site. It would mean loads to me. And then when you come back, I'm going to ask you to do something else. I know. Every time I show up, I put you to work. I apologize. Watch this, would you?
Boink Studios is the home of Tom Clark's main event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Visit the site today for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Check out the site and bookmark today, boinkstudios.com.
You know it's a good tune when you make a face like you're upset. Right? That's a good tune. There's other faces you can make. I'm not going to share them. It's uncouth. It's uncouth. Sugar Shane says, I'm glad Tessa Blanchard is getting a second chance. She's great for TNA. We'll see. I have thoughts. My thoughts don't matter. Because she's there. It is what it is. Let's see. Let's see. I will hold out. I'll reserve judgment. Sandy said WXW is the biggest wrestling company here. Gunther and Kaiser made their name there. Oh, awesome. Have they been around for a long time? Faye says the 24-karat tournament is meant to be unreal. Rick Thibodeau says when Will Ospreay jumped from the balcony, he was steadying himself on my left shoulder. Shut up, Rick. Are you messing with me? Rick, no kidding. Rick, you're messing with me. Was that you? That's awesome, man. Oh, man, you could have gone full-blown heel and said, ha, just shut them off. That's not funny. You could have made a name for yourself. Crazy fan in attendance, tears Will Ospreay's ACL from tragic fall from the balcony because he went, pushed him off. You could have been on Dawn Callis's payroll. Oh, man, it could have been a whole thing. People around you be like, did that really happen? You're like, I'll never tell. Right. Dude, that's great. Rick, can I be honest with you? Where are you, Rick? Rick, I'll be honest with you. When that happened and he and Kenny are climbing that stuff out there, I'm going to sound like the old lady in the room, but get ready. My first thought was, what in the world are we doing here? These are your two top guys. Besides Mox, what in the world are we doing here? Why would you risk something so freaking dangerous? And I know the argument is, well, look, Tom, most of these guys get hurt on the small moves. The baseball slide in the ring, or they planted on the wrong foot and it tore their ankle up. Adam Cole jumped off the stage. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't know. If it's me, I'm not letting Omega and Ospreay go, head over heels off of something backwards. That's just me. What if one or both of them had gotten hurt? Hey, man, look, it's cool. It's cool that y'all were there. That's awesome. I was at Raw in Charlotte the week after the guy that used to be called Dean Ambrose turned heel on Seth Rollins. And it was Becky Lynch and the then Sasha Banks, I think, that were fighting up the steps. Do y'all remember me being there for that? And my kid's little, and he's on the camera doing this, seeing himself on the big screen. So we got great pics and video. Pretty cool. JP says Tessa's dad was in the crowd on Thursday. I still love Tully, man. I really do. I will look at my messages, Sandy. I promise you. And I'll definitely let you know what I can do for you. Or if you got a question. I don't even know what you said, though. But I'll look. Let's talk about some other news. That's happening this week. That has happened this week. How about we do this? Again, apologies for typing. I feel like a heel doing that, dude. I feel like such a heel. But there you go. The top stories, because that's what I call this thing. Sting, this is the last year, and the paint and the gear. So if you want a picture with the icon in full gear, no pun intended, with the paint and everything, 2025 is your last chance. Because as of January 1st, 2026, he's not doing it anymore. Isn't that something? Our heroes are getting old. It makes me cry. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. That stuff affects me, man. It affects me up here when I see my heroes aging. It's the worst. It's the worst. I'm not playing. Listen, you guys watching and listening after the fact that are half my age, you'll know. You'll get there. You'll be stunned when it happens too. You'll be like your favorite band or your favorite writer sometimes maybe, or your favorite wrestler, whatever. You know, you'll be like, oh my God, they look like that now? It's stunning. Shocking. Yeah, it's the worst. All the best to Sting, man. Freaking legend. Oh, Rick sent me the video. Awesome, man. Awesome. You know, Rick, you want me to share that? Is it okay if I share it? I can share my screen. I won't do it unless you give me permission to do it. And hopefully they won't pull the feed down, yeah? You tell me if I can do it. And if you don't want me to do it, I won't do it. What great footage. Shut up. How about this? If you say I can do it, I won't put the volume on. Oh, he's gonna let me do it. Watch this. All right, let's go. Now, any of you AEW people watching, or you that AEW algorithm, you guys be nice to me. I'm a good dude. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to get no money from you. I just want to do this. Now I got to find it. You go to share your screen, you have to find where the freak you are, man. This may not be happening. I have to be able to find it, man, and I can't find it. Window. Oh, there we go. You guys ready for this or what? Oh, shut up. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Watch this footage that Rick got. Sorry that the screen's wonky, kids. Like I said, look at that. Man, you guys had great freaking seats. Are you kidding me right now? Look at that. You see that forearm? That's how you lay in a forearm, brother. I'm going to tell you right now. That's how you lay in a forearm. Trust me. That's the real deal. So, Rick, you got the phone in one hand. Is that your left hand? Oh, okay. We're right back to the beginning. That's all right. Dude, that's pretty cool, man. That's a great view. What a great view you guys had, man. That's awesome. Very, very cool. See, isn't pro wrestling fun? Isn't pro wrestling fun when people just get over themselves and just go have fun, dude? Just don't worry about politics and all that crap. Isn't it just so much more fun when you just go enjoy yourself? How long do I think it takes Sting to paint his face? I don't have the answer to that. I'm sure it's online. You can probably YouTube and find out. I think he's done it himself for years, but I could be wrong. Maybe someone else does it for him now. JP, good point. Sting is leaving. John Cena is leaving. Goldberg is leaving. Great point all the way around. JC Ventura will be at Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, kids, just so you know. He will be there. There have also been reports that Nikki Bella is thinking about a WWE return. Nikki Bella's 53 now. I'm just kidding. We'll see. You know, we're talking return to action during John's last year. Isn't that something? It's not related, but you know, just saying that's something else to think about. We'll see. I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, whatever she wants to do, man. What else is going on here, kids? What about? Let's see here. I don't have the latest on Britt Baker, but I will tell you this. All right. So here we go. This is something that happened after Conan. Yes, that Conan claimed that Britt Baker and Adam Cole broke up because Baker cheated on Cole. Baker posted a tweet. By the way, did you see that tweet? She said, "I've never cheated on anyone in my life." By the way, Conan, look, all due respect, mind your freaking business, dude. It's got nothing to do with you. Mind your freaking business. No disrespect. I ain't talking to the wrestler. I'm talking about the guy doing a podcast. What the frick is wrong with you, man? I mean, my God, have some respect, dude. No respect. No professionalism. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. My show is this big in the grand scheme of things, kids. I'm this big. Compared to everybody around me, I'm not even a pebble in the stream. I know that. I love that y'all are here. I love doing my show. I love podcasting with everybody I podcast with. It's the time of my life. I've had some of the best times in the past several years podcasting. But I understand I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of things. I get that. So if Conan were to hear this, he'd flip me off, curse me out. That's fine. But good God, what is wrong with people? Let's air dirty laundry. If we've ever put up a headline here on this show about a supposed thing or a rumor, I have always clarified. Have I not? Take this with a grain of salt because we don't know for sure. We're not backstage. This is just what's being talked about. Doesn't mean we endorse it. Doesn't mean we validate the information or we're confirming anything at all. It just means that here's what people are talking about. You get a guy like that talking about, that's just ridiculous. I just don't understand. I do understand. I know what it's about. Okay. I get it. I get it. Don't think I don't get it. I'm saying I don't agree with it. I think it's nonsense. That's what I'm saying. Britt doesn't need me to defend her. She's doing just fine. She don't need me to defend her. God, I can't stand stuff like that, dude. God, I can't stand that stuff. Let me move on so I don't, pop a blood vessel. You'll see me on Live on Air. I keel over. Well, no one wants that. But wouldn't it be some great TV, man? So we know that Malachi Black is probably not coming back to AEW. There's a couple things now. Brody King has trademarked Hellhounds. So you can expect the House of Black to be called Hellhounds moving forward, probably as early as Saturday night, probably new music and new logo and everything we'll see. And also, did you notice in Julia Hart's music, instead of the house always wins, it's the heart always wins. So they've changed the music. So they are preparing. So just get ready for Aleister Black to come back to WWE. You heard it here last. I'm just saying. You heard it here last. Let's see. Frankie Kazarian tweeted out after Christopher Daniels announced his retirement from in-ring competition. There's no way to articulate what Daniels means to a tag team partner. Most importantly, his best friend and brother. His contributions to our sport will never be realized. I love you, CD. Bad Influence, The Addiction, or SCU. I loved every single minute. Christopher Daniels has wrestled his last match for sure against Hangman Adam Page. In an interview with Undisputed, Mark Briscoe said he had made it a point to incorporate a lot of his late brother Jay Briscoe's ideas into his style as a singles wrestler. He said, for so many years, Jay and me, we'd argue. Jay would sell me on his ideas and his style being the way to go. I would be selling him on how my ideas and my style were the way to go. All along, it was iron sharpening iron. Well, now I have no desire to argue his points. In the past, it was automatically incorporated because we were two partners in the tag team. Now it's just me. And God, that makes me sad. That's going to make me cry. That's going to make me cry. Dude, I miss Jay. Woo! Woo! See how much I still love pro wrestling? When we tied together, the contrast was obvious. You knew who Jay was and who Mark was for sure. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Look alike, kind of sound like two very distinct personalities for sure. Put together like peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and chocolate if you're a fan of Reese's like myself. I love how he throws in a little weird stuff. Yeah, I love Mark. Dude in AEW, Mark Briscoe tomorrow, top babyface. He already is to a large degree, but they taking that Ring of Honor championship off him was a bad idea. I'll say it. The booking in that company just gets worse and worse every time I turn around. I'm sorry. It's all subjective. Where one person could say it's great, I could hate it. Where I could say it's great, you hate it. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. But in my opinion, there's a stark contrast to what we're seeing now than what we saw in 2020, 2019, 2020. Huge contrast. That's just me talking. I think the booking is struggling 6 ways from Sunday on every level. The continuity's not there. Heel and face dynamic is in the crapper. Mark Briscoe should be in the top 5 of the company. I'm going based off what I hear. Crowd loves him. They love Danhausen. Danhausen's off TV again. What are we doing? What is going on? Right? You need strong baby faces, or the strong heels are not strong anymore. You understand? You have to have strong baby faces to make your strong heels strong. Stronger. You get it. I mean, it's just freaking Hurt Syndicate getting cheered. Private Party. Might as well take the belts off of them. You ruined that team. Look, I'm going to go on the record right now. You ruined that team. Not forever, but for right now, you ruined Private Party. Private Party was one of your originals. You crapped on them. Okay. First off, the song changed. I'm going to go to my grave on that one. I know people love that shots nonsense. In my opinion, they outgrew that. The whole it's the Velvet Rope the partying thing. Move on. You're an established tag team. You have beat the Young Bucks. Let's move on. They went right back to the old gimmick. I complained about that a month ago. Number 2, as an original tag team, who, by the way, are much younger than Benjamin and Lashley, but they crushed them. They killed them. There's nothing left. Like they weren't there. It was a good match. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a squash by any means. But they, just like that, first match, just like that. And why is Hurt Syndicate being promoted as, I can't say heel and face, because they don't do that in that company. You see where I'm coming from? The booking in that company is an absolute dumpster fire. You know what the booking is in AEW right now?
Hot garbage.
My opinion. Take it or leave it. Let's see. Fernando, let me back up here on you kids. Fernando says, I'm not a big fan of Nikki Bella. The women's division was very weak and nowhere where it was she is a face that I get everything you said. When she was the face of it, it was going nowhere. I respected what she was doing. I did. I respected her work. But you guys know she came out, did the twirl. She had the booty shorts. It wasn't what, as a white guy in 2025, I am not going to sit here and lecture a woman on what women's pro wrestling should look like. I'm not going to do it. There's too much of that garbage going on right now where white men are telling everybody else how to live and what to do. I'm not going to be that guy. All right. So I'm not going to do that. But I will tell you that I believe it's come a heck of a long way since those days. And that's not said out of any spite toward her at all. And plus, if she does come back, would she be made the centerpiece of the division? I don't know now. I really don't have the answer to that. I don't know. You guys were very nice to me in the chat. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for being nice to me. Do I think Britt Baker will be in the Royal Rumble? I do not. I do not believe she's gone. I would know if she's gone. Now, if it happens, it happens. Don't take me up for Tom said it. If she's gone, I'll know. Let's see here. JP says Black will not be in the Royal. Listen, even if he is gone, I don't know what his deal looks like. If he didn't have a 30-day non-compete, then he's free. If it's indeed over, maybe he could be there. Who knows? I don't know. Sandy says, I hope Matt Cardona will be in the Royal Rumble. God, he's done everything else, hasn't he? Ray says, you think Jeff can win the title? Jeff Jarrett? No, I don't. He could. They could do anything they want. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I personally don't think it's going to happen. JP says, sure, I could win the title and would never join MJF. Oh, I'm sorry, you mean... Oh, I see. Gerald says they should have not lost the titles to the Hurt Syndicate. I agree. Wrong move. My opinion, wrong move. Fernando says Finn's going to get kicked out of Judgment Day and Alistair's replacing him. Ooh. Can I be honest with you? I don't think Alistair... I don't think those guys fit with Alistair. If he's going to become Alistair Black. Yeah, I don't think they fit with him. JD McDonough and all those guys, I just don't think they fit. And, would you have Black do another stable? You could. Who owns House of Black? Who owns that name? Because if it's him, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'd rather it not happen. Can I be straight? I'd rather it just be something else. They'd call it something else. What are my thoughts on Alexa? Whoa, where'd you go? Oh, Sandy, I didn't mean to ignore you. Obafemi is a star. Yeah. I'm getting sold on him a little bit more every time I see him. Put it that way. Fernando says, "What are your thoughts on Alexa Bliss contract situation?" Great question. So what is going on with that? So let's tell you about it. There's some things happening with that, and to be honest with you, I was looking at it today. Let me find it, and we shall see. We shall see. Here we go. It's at an impasse supposedly, and she was supposed to have a surprise Raw return. Supposedly, it may be sometime. PW Insider reported that Bliss was expected back in a surprise appearance at the January 13th Raw from San Jose to rejoin the brand, but Bliss's team then wanted to negotiate a new contract with enhanced perks versus continuing under the extension of her existing deal, of which she referenced in a May 2023 interview. WWE refused to do that, leaving the two sides at a standstill and Bliss out of any future creative plans. It is expected she would be part of the Wyatt 6 storyline, but the group was moved to SmackDown, announced on the same Raw where Bliss was set to return. On the Wednesday, Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer had reported Bliss and WWE were trying to work out a new contract, but had yet to agree to terms. There is your latest. I'm going to say this, and it doesn't mean anything. But for the entire time that the old dude was there running the place, I had always heard that he loved her. And I don't mean anything creepy. I hope I don't. But that's why they were very high on her. And that's why they pushed her to the moon. Don't know. Don't quote me. Okay. But now that he's gone, I don't know. Again, no disrespect. I think she did very well with that, all that Bray stuff. I think she's capable of doing some good things. But, you know, in my opinion, do you go back to that well again? Is that what you do? Do you just move on? Give her something different? I don't know, man. That's a good question. That's a good question. Ray says, Carmelo, try it again. Carmelo Hayes. Why can't I get that? Carmelo Hayes is a star. I happened to be on the 6M the other day. I couldn't get words out for the Beatles 64 episode. I tried. I had to stop 3 times and slow my roll to get it out. Sometimes my brain, my mouth works. See what just happened? See, my mouth works faster than my brain. I'm not kidding. Shane says, "Could Aleister Black?" I'll be honest with you guys. I'd hesitate putting him with anybody. I'd just let him be himself. Just let him be himself for a bit. But who knows? JP says, "I heard the Judgment Day are splitting up and some are moving to SmackDown." Could be. It's possible. Anything's possible, right? Kids, we've got 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and open the floor up. And we know Ray will have his question ready here shortly. Let's see about anything else that's maybe happening that you guys may want to talk about. WWE's former Titan Towers headquarters sold for $3.75 million. Hey, look out. That's some money, huh? Sold in December. Yeah. They also recently sold a former production studio for $7.5 million. Promotion now has a production facility as a new headquarters, which is located at 707 Washington Boulevard. Of course, it's Washington Boulevard. Don't y'all know that? Let's see. What did you guys think about Joe Hendry becoming the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion? Long time coming, right? Ray says, nice and smooth are Lost Boys. I'll say nice and smooth. Method Man or Q-Tip. That's tougher for me, man. That's really tough for me. Oh, I Meth versus Tip. I don't think I can do that. You're asking too much of me. That's too much. You got to understand it's too hard. When you do that stuff like that, I get my head above this. It's too hard, man. And if Adam Cole invited you to the grand opening of the Adam Cole winter sweater store and said you could pick out any free sweater you want, what style would you get? I don't do sweaters. They itch me to death. Even with a t-shirt on, I can't stand them. You could have one. You have all you want. Later, I want to get dinner, which included fried chicken, French fries, cornbread, and a sliced sweet potato pie. My God, you're speaking my language now. All that food will kill you. But man, you'll be feeling good on the way out. Absolutely. JP says they moved Nia Jax to Raw so Charlotte could go to SmackDown. Makes sense to me. Everybody's saying I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, never been a sweater guy. Let's see. Mance Warner, old Mance, makes his TNA debut on Impact. Good for him. I like Mance Warner a lot. Always have. Mustafa Ali returns to TNA, announces he has signed. I think we talked about that earlier. By the way, Collision, Takeshita versus Shibata should be very, very fun to watch. Very fun to watch. I'm truly looking forward to that match. Let's see what else. Rocky Romero wants future Wrestle Dynasty events to be an even bigger celebration. Let's see. The first ever Wrestle Dynasty took place, as we know, from Tokyo Dome on January 5th. Presented by NJPW. It was a collaborative effort that also featured talent from AEW, Stardom, CMLL, and ROH. And, of course, we know Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. He meaning Romero, appeared as a guest on AEW Unrestricted this week. And he said, I think in the future, I would like to see even more of a celebration of each company. We had the Lucha Gauntlet, but I would like to see now like CMLL talent going for different titles, whether AEW titles or defending CMLL titles there. So it could be really cool and really special because we haven't seen that in a while. I was glad we had Ring of Honor involved, but I think that's another thing that we could have. Match and Jericho defend the Ring of Honor World Championship. That would be cool. Now he's talking about throwing all the titles you got at the show. That'd be fun. We talked about Frank Kazarian earlier. He signed a new contract with TNA Wrestling. That's good. Baron Corbin has come back. You guys know that he showed up in GCW. Tom Pestock is his real name. Some people are blessed with a great name. You know, Mercedes has a great name. It's not Monet. It's Mercedes Fernando, I think. Mercedes, something like that. Great name. He has supposedly copyrighted a name. He's talking about wanting to go to Japan. I think he'd get over in Japan. Can I be honest? That tall dude, I think he'd get over in Japan. I really, truly do. And I think he has trademarked a name, and it's Bishop something. I can't remember now what it was. Yeah. Yep. Hold on. I'll get it for you. It's Bishop Bishop Dyer, the Nomad Bishop Dyer. Hey, man, whatever works, man. Whatever works. Whatever you want to do. Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. How many TNA talent do you guess participate in the Rumble? 10. That's my number. Sandy says Corbin and Omos in Japan as a tag team. Which am I going to watch? SNME or Collision? Doesn't matter. Really, I can watch them both on demand, so I'm good. I don't know. I may watch Collision live and watch Saturday Night's Main Event on demand. Danny says, what I think about Ricky Starks being held hostage. I don't know that he is being held hostage. Because I don't know the exact details. I know that he's been wanting to get out for a while. There's been weird stuff backstage. I can tell you that for sure. Tony's dropped the ball on a few different things, in my opinion. But we also don't know what's been said backstage, what's been happening backstage. Look, in my opinion, if Ricky wants to go, let him go. Just let him go. Just move on. You know what I mean? Supposedly he did make a request to be released, which has been denied. Yeah. Reported by a friend of the show, Chris Featherstone. Pancakes and Power Slams, by the way, kids. Go check out the show. Chris is a stand-up guy. He reported it also. But supposedly things happened between AEW and Starks that will never be reported, leading to a falling out. I know some of them, but I can't tell you. I was asked not to. He said Starks will wait out into the rest of his deal, and the situation is what it is. Chris confirmed the release request, saying it was due to frustrations with the current creative process and not being used since March 2024. Again, without knowing what happened behind the scenes, I don't understand why we don't just let guys move on. Now, I don't believe people should be able to break their contracts whenever they want to. That does set a bad precedent. And I say that for any company, not just AEW. I'm not defending Tony Khan when I say that. In my opinion, letting guys break contract and girls sets a very, very bad precedent every time. So you shouldn't allow it to happen. It's telling the rest of your roster, you guys want out too? Cool. We don't care. No, you should care. But how did it get to this point? Right? That you got to backtrack. How did it get to this point? How did we get here? That's what I have to know. How did we freaking get here, man? JP says Jordan Grace and Josh Alexander do not count the TNA number for the Royal Rumble. Do not count the TNA. Oh, okay. I'll still say 10. Maybe I'm too high. See, Sugar Shane says, who is my favorite manager of the NWA? JJ Dillon, Paul Jones, etc. I think it had to be a cross between Dillon and Cornette. I think they were fantastic for different reasons. For similar reasons, but for different reasons. I think Dillon was great because he fit the role. He looked the part. Cornette, because he could talk people into the building, which is your job when you cut a promo, is to talk people into the building. Like, a lot of that's lost now. And I would think that promoters would tell you as well, especially on the local level in the town that you're in, that the idea of talking people into the building is a lost art form. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that, the ability to do it now with digital, social media everything being the way it is, and you can reach people in so many different ways that you could just do AI at this point and maybe sell some tickets. But truly making people care is having a guy or gal who's fired up, breathing hard into the microphone and red in the face with big eyes talking about, I'm going to rip your head off. You know what I mean? That to me sells tickets. Until I'm proven that it doesn't. That to me is what always has sold tickets. So if you can't talk people in the building, I don't know what you're doing. That's me. Fernando says Ricky needs to fill his contract, then he goes wherever he wants. He'll have to now. He won't have a choice. But let's look at it from both sides too, Fernando. He's not happy. Is some of that his doing? Maybe. Sure. Let's be adults here. But we also don't know what the other side did. Here's something I'll tell you. I'm not going to say, I said this before about WWE. It goes for AEW too. Never side with the billionaire owner. It's a bad look. Okay? Never. Always side with the talent. Even if you think that the talent effed up. And I understand. I get it. Sometimes it's hard to side with the talent. Unless they did something just horrendously wrong, right? Some extreme malfeasance that you just can't move past, okay? But unless that's the case, I would always side with the talent over the owner every time. We got to be fans of the wrestlers. You know what I mean? My opinion. Don't be a fan of the owners. The owners will do what's best for business. And that means if it means screwing you, they'll screw you too. They've done it before. Vince did it for years. He didn't care what you thought. That company thumbed its nose at us for years. Hunter did it too. They all did. Because they could. Because they don't care about you. They care about your money. Believe that. This whole WWE Universe thing is a gimmick. It's a shtick. It's what they call their fans. They just want your money. They don't care about anything else. Burger King in your town just want your money. They don't care about you. They don't care who you are. They just want your money. That's all this is. And that sucks. Especially if it's a promotion you've been in love with your whole life. Jim Crockett back in the day, he just wants your money. That's what it's a game. That's how the game's played. We just want sales. We got to generate profit. Here's your ticket. Sit down and shut up. Look, I'm just being honest. Now, I've been on the other side of the curtain. Did I hate the fans? Of course not. Of course not. Did I care if there was a crowd there? Buddy, you better believe I did. But not just from the sake of money, but because a fuller crowd made the show better. So when we didn't have a full crowd, it didn't affect how I did my thing. I always tried to give 110% every time. I wasn't awesome all the time, maybe never, but I did the best I could with what I had, right? But that's the thing. Like I just, it affects you. You got to sell tickets, man. You got to sell tickets. Let's see. Fernando says, AW talent didn't respect Tony, which is why so many try to break out of their contract whenever Tony's playing. Yeah, Phoenix. Let's let Phoenix go. Just let him go. Danny said maybe Starks would slap around Jack Perry. He'd be let out of his contract. Punk was let go for other reasons too. It wasn't just that. Could it have been salvaged? I don't know. Phil and I have discussed this ad nauseum about whether or not that could have been salvaged. Should there have been an effort made? Probably so. I mean, Punk's killing it right now, right? So maybe we do what we can to hang on to him. You know, in Phil's opinion at the time, well, I mean, at the time, like when we talk, his opinion that at the time that this happened with Punk, that Punk was worth more to that company than the Bucks were. Because in the grand scheme of things, no one knows who the Bucks are. Everyone knows who Punk is. Phil's a Punk guy, and I respect that. I don't know. He and I don't always agree. We don't have to. We're two different people. And we're two different men that can have two different opinions here. But I understood his logic on a lot of the things that he said. Okay, because I'm that kind of guy. So I get where he's coming from. At the time, I think you get Kenny on the phone, you get the Bucks on the phone, you get Punk on the phone. And their attorneys, whatever that looks like. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, this building. Big table, 5 chairs. We're going to sit down, we're going to talk. Please don't be late. I'll have food ready. We'll have coffee. We'll have food brought in. Please don't be late. 5 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to hash this out. No cameras, no cell phones, nothing. Please don't be late. Don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. But, and look, I don't know because I'm not there. It's so easy for us to second guess WWE, AW, GCW, TNA because we don't know. We are all armchair quarterbacks after the fact, long after the fact. Well, they should have done this and they should have done it. We all have done it. We've done it here. But no one really knows unless you were there. So it's easy for me today on January 24, 2025 to tell you they should have just threw him in a room and hashed it out. But maybe that wasn't feasible at the time. Maybe it just wasn't possible. Maybe Punk wasn't answering his phone and you couldn't reach him anyway. Maybe Khan didn't want to do that. Maybe he wanted to but couldn't. Maybe he didn't know how to do it. Maybe Khan's attorneys were telling him, don't do that. I don't know. It seems like you should have just threw him in a room, locked the door, and hashed it out. And I don't mean physically. We're grown men. This is not about fighting. Pro wrestling is not fighting. You know what I mean? That's not what this is. This idea of tough guys and whatnot, that stuff died in the 80s. It did. I'm sorry, but let's evolve. Let's evolve, kids. We're professionals now. You know what I mean? There's a big difference now, in my opinion. Throw them in a room and hash it out. Throw them in the room and hash it out. Popeyes or KFC? I'm not crazy about either of them. KFC's changed. I'm getting ready to say stuff. Man, we're over. We're going to take it home. We're an hour and 10. Look at me talking. I'm getting ready to say stuff. And y'all may not agree, or you might agree. We'll see. All right, here we go. You ready? Here we go. KFC is not the KFC I grew up with. And if you are of a certain age, you know what I mean. If you're 20 years old, 20 to 30, you don't know. The KFC you're eating right now is just KFC. But brother, let me tell you, the KFC you're eating right now is not the KFC Tom grew up with. I promise you. The recipe changed. And if they say it didn't, they're lying to you. Because I'll never forget the day it happened. I had not had KFC in years. This is no joke. And it was in the hometown where I grew up in, my hometown. I went and got takeout and I took a bite and I'm like, what happened? I mean, that quickly and instantly, immediately knew something was wrong. Next time I had it, same thing. I'm like, this is not the 7 original herbs and spices. Something's different. And little by little, over the years, everyone I know that's my age or older has said the same thing. Yeah, dude, they changed it. They didn't tell anybody. It's the truth, man. That's not the Mandela effect. I promise you. That is the truth. Something changed. More difficult to work with, Punk or Britt? Britt's more difficult to work with for other reasons that I can't go into here. When things come out and they will come out. When things come, by the way, Brit and WWE is laughable to me for reasons I can't go into here. Brit and WWE is laughable because if you knew what I knew, you'd say it's laughable as well. I'm not trying to be coy. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm not working you. I'm being straight with you. Okay. I would steer you wrong. If I didn't know, I'd tell you. I've always been honest. I don't know. I'll just tell you. But I know. And trust me, it's laughable. Brit's difficult in other ways. That's the truth. That's not me saying she cheated on somebody. That's not me accusing her of anything. That's just me flat out saying. And that's based in fact. That's not based in conjecture. It's not based in fan theory. That's me spitting facts. Wilf, do you know what I mean about the KFC? I'm not. Am I right? Am I right? Did you know? Did you remember when it happened? You're like, what is this? See, I love. You know what I love? Validation. I live for validation. It's the truth, man. Validation. That's what I'm here for. I want my existence to be validated, number one, and my opinions to be validated. Validated. Saying. I remember this one too. New Coke versus Coke Classic. Oh my God, I totally know it. New Coke. Listen, I was a teenager. I think I took a sip. I'm like, tastes like Coke. What are we doing? It's weird. It's a weird taste, but it tastes like Coke, sort of. I mean, what are we doing? What is this? Right. Look, marketing things that 11 herb. Thank you, Gerald. Where did I get 7 from? I pulled it out of somewhere. Gerald, I'm so glad you never changed your pick. Do not change that pick. You could go in and Photoshop the red if you wanted to and make it a different color and then make it red again when the Christmas time gets here again. Change it like March, it could be green. Huh? Change it Mother's Day, like for the month of Mother's Day, pink. I'm saying you could have fun with that. That's the best pick ever. Sandy, thank you for hanging out, my friend. I'll check my messages, Sandy. I'll message you back. Sugar Shane says, let know the condition of Joe Doring. Haven't heard about him in about a year. Same. I have no idea. Coke 2. Yeah. Coke 2. Yeah. Oh, my. The Cola Wars, man. I was there for it. I wasn't there for it. You know why? Because I'm not a Pepsi guy. Pepsi's freaking nasty. Pepsi's like you take a can of Coke, put it on the counter, pour an additional cup of sugar in it. That's Pepsi. And then if you take that and, dip something horrible, nasty in it, that's RC Cola. Dip something you found in the ground into it, that's RC Cola. I'm just saying. Nasty stuff, man. Nasty. All right, we're going to ready to take it home, kids. 2 or 3 more questions, and we're out. We've kept a good number here today, folks. I appreciate you very much. Fernando says, more talented member of NWA, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, or Dr. Dre. You'd have to say Dre. Because Dre became producer, and he got an ear for it. That's debatable. That's debatable. Eazy was a talented guy, but I say Dre maybe is the most talented. Maybe talented is the wrong word. Maybe the most established, perhaps, because he went above what he was doing as a rapper. He produced other acts. He found Snoop Dogg. I mean, that's, holy Lord. Chrome or Edge? I'm a Chrome guy, man. Chrome all the way, especially for work, because Google just, it just interconnects to so many things that I do during the course of my week. I'm not a fan of Edge. You know what I hate? I hate that I can't remove it from the PC. It's stuck in my hard drive and I can't take it out. I'm not happy about that. I should be able to remove it if I want, and I can't. It sucks. I'm definitely a Chrome guy for sure. I didn't always used to be. I wasn't up till maybe 3 years ago. I started becoming a Chrome guy. I was always Safari for Mac, and PC I didn't really mess with until about 3 years ago. Yeah. All right, kids. I'm exhausted. I need a nap. I actually need to eat. I had a muffin this morning for breakfast. It's the last thing I've had. I had muffin and a cup of coffee. It's the last thing I've ate. It's 5:19 my time. I'm freaking hungry. I'm about to go eat something. So actually, I'm going to finish a little work, then I'm going to go eat something. Kids, do me a favor. There's 10 of you here right now. Do me a favor. I'm not messing around with you. Gerald, don't go anywhere. Hang on. Go to Tom Clark's main event review page. I'm not playing. I sincerely would like you to do this for me. I'm not trying to get some money. It's nothing like that. Okay. I sincerely am trying to get some money from you. I mean, did you hear what I just said? That's not what I meant. You know what happens when I put other stuff on the screen besides what I'm doing and I end up getting distracted? My mind wanders. That's not what I'm doing. I am sincerely asking for something that won't cost you a dime, but I'd like you to do it for me. Do me a favor. Do this. Go to this link, if you will. Leave me a review on my show. Please and thank you. You guys would be great. Even if it's just 3 words. This guy's awesome. I don't care if you feel that way. Don't lie. But if everybody would leave a review, I'd have 11 reviews by the time we took the show down today or stopped recording or stopped going live. I can't talk. Review the show for me. Would you guys do that? Would you guys commit to that? That'd be awesome. I'm going to ask every week till you do it. You're going to get sick of me saying it. You'd be like, God, this Tom guy always with the reviews. Jeez. That's what you're going to be saying. I'm not going to stop till you do it because it's free. It won't cost you a dime. I'm not trying to get money from you. If you go leave me a review, that'd be awesome. It'd be freaking great, dude. I'll ask for a review of the podcast on Apple later. Right now, if you could review the Facebook page. You know what? It actually helps my Facebook page. I'm not kidding. No kidding. It helps. I know, right? I am double talking myself into a corner. Yeah, for sure. Listen, guys, go leave me a review if you would. Anybody that leaves me a review gets a cookie. A big old cookie. It's delicious, too. Marie's here. Marie, I love you. Thank you for hanging out. You know what? Let's podcast again. Let's do a show. Can we hook something up? Let's hook something up. Message me when you can. I want to see you and Sarah again. You guys are awesome. I am the third Peach after all. Did Robbie leave me a review? I think you did. You did, didn't you, Rob? Rob did it on January 5th. Listen, right now, let me tell y'all something. Rob did it on January 5th because Rob's awesome. Y'all are awesome too, but you'd be even more awesome. Check this out. There's Robbie's review. Go look at that bad boy. That'll make you feel good. It makes me feel good. You guys are awesome. If you go leave me a review, everybody be more like Robbie. Please. Now I'm just going to like spend the rest of the podcast until there's one person left going, please leave me a review. I thought you loved me. I thought we had something. I thought this was special. Oh, my friends were right about you. Sometimes I crack myself up, man. No kidding. Yeah, Robbie, you're the best. Thank you, brother. All right, kids, we're going to get out of here. If you will, folks, go leave me a review on Tom Clark's main event page on the Facebook. Do me a favor, have yourselves a great weekend. We will see you a week from today, barring any unforeseen circumstances. As always, thanks much for your time and attention, for hanging out. It means loads to me. We'll see you 7 days' time. Don't miss it, Tom Clark's main event. Remember to visit Boink Studios and follow us on YouTube at Boink Studios on YouTube. All the podcasts you could ever hope to watch and or listen to are on the Boink Studios YouTube. Please and thank you. That's all I got. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. We're in a bad spot right now. Be nice to each other. Accept people for who they are. Don't try to change people. Don't try to live people's lives for them. Okay? What people do in the privacy of their own homes is not your business. Okay? It's not mine either. Trust me. And it's not theirs what we do. Period. All right? Let people be who they are. Embrace people. Be inclusive. This is my ask of you. I'm not trying to get political. We are all in this together. And it's high time we start realizing that. Stop hating. Stop trying to live people's lives for them. Not you guys. I'm saying us as a whole, we should stop trying to live other people's lives for them. You know what I mean? We're all in this together. The sooner we realize that, the better off we're all going to be. Okay? Because they are going to do what they're going to do regardless of what we think about it. That's been proven. All right. That's facts. You know what I mean? It's the truth. I'm going to get out of here before I start going down a road I shouldn't be going down. Thanks, kids. I'll end it on that. Much love to you all. I appreciate you very much from here. You guys means a lot to me. And as always, I appreciate your time. I love you guys a lot. Do me a favor. Have a great weekend. As I said, we'll see you next time. And until then, we're out. See you later.